We're live. I'll give folks a minute to tune in here. Back on the green screen. It hadn't rained in basically a whole month. So finally getting to use the green screen again, which is exciting. Hope's going to check and make sure that my audio is good since this is the first time I've done it since we fixed that problem. So we're going to make sure that I didn't mess it up again as we hop on. But guys, we have some rain and storms in the forecast as we work into this evening. Maybe a couple of stronger storms, some gusty winds possible for your election night. So if you're out, still voting, looks good. Okay, so if you're out voting this evening, I want to time out this rain for you and some strong wind gusts because that'll be something that we need to watch as well. I think that by the time we get through today, not going to be a whole lot of leaves left on the trees because the wind is really going to be cranking up as we work throughout the rest of this evening. Here's a look at the current radar across the area right now, guys, and you can see rain approaching the Indianapolis metro area as of right now. Let's see, it's 3:30. 3 p.m. right now, guys, and so this is right on our doorstep. It's not particularly heavy, but if you are going out to vote right now, you will definitely want to bring an umbrella. I know we've seen some pictures, we've seen some reports that the lines are pretty long, and so you are definitely going to want to bring an umbrella, bring a poncho, whatever you need to do if you have to wait outside because the rain, again, is on the doorstep. If we zoom out here, there will be some breaks. It's not necessarily going to rain non-stop, but we're also not going to have a lot of dry time. There's going to be, from this point forward for the Indianapolis metro area, rain showers that we're going to be dealing with, and I think potentially a heavier and a stronger line of storms possible as we work into this evening. I'm going to pull up here our future radar. This is on our Clarity platform, guys, and we're going to pop up the future radar and take a look at it as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon and the evening. I think it's doing a pretty good job at this point, guys. If we zoom forward here, if anything, it may be a little bit underdone right now. This area that it's showing across central Indiana probably needs to be a little bit more filled in, but you can kind of see a little bit of the breaks and the action that we'll deal with. It'll be on and off, but in terms of consistent dry time, we're likely not going to be seeing that. This is as we work towards 7 p.m. We start to fill things back in. Maybe activity gets a little bit more widespread, and I think by this time as well, we're going to start to get some embedded thunderstorms and probably some heavier rain at times as well. Not everybody is going to see it, but if we take a look here, guys, you can see embedded thunderstorms in here. This is by about 8 p.m. that we're going to be dealing with some of the stronger activity. If we continue to kind of go through here as we work towards 9:30, 10 o'clock, guys, perhaps a stronger line of storms developing here from southern Illinois up through Terre Haute and the Indianapolis metro area. I think that there's the potential with some of these storms that we could see some wind gusts of 50 miles per hour. That's not out of the question as we work into this evening. Now, this says 10:30. I wouldn't be completely shocked if this speeds up a little bit. There's a lot of wind energy in the atmosphere, and historically, model data struggles a little bit with the timing of these things, and they tend to speed up. So I wouldn't be shocked if 10:30 turns into 9:30 or 10 o'clock. Regardless, this evening going to have some rain, maybe some rumbles of thunder, and probably some gusty winds as well as these move through. As we continue to go throughout the rest of the overnight, you can see that these storms will continue to press further off to the east. They will likely weaken a little bit in intensity as we work towards midnight and 1 a.m., but they actually slow down a little bit as well. And so as we go through the overnight hours, if you're still up watching election coverage at this time, you're still going to be dealing with rain. And again, at times, some heavy rain going to be possible here across central Indiana, northwestern Ohio, and all the way down into southwestern Indiana. And then as we get towards 1:30, 2 a.m., we start to work the heaviest storms east of the Indianapolis metro area. And as we work into tomorrow morning, this is by about 4 or 5 a.m., you're looking at the core of the rain here in this front moving through down across Cincinnati, across the Louisville metro area, guys, and then likely exiting further off to the east as we work into the morning tomorrow. Now, in terms of rainfall totals with this, guys, whoop, that's not it. Don't look at that yet. That's for later. That's our sneak peek for later. But, you know, if you are interested in winter, you'll definitely want to be sure to hang around. This is a look at the map that our meteorologist put out a little bit ago on Clarity. This is actually one of the insights, the hourly insights that they put out, guys. This area in orange, going to be possible to see 1.5 to 2 inches of rain. Going to be very heavy in here. Could even be some locally higher totals, and that's as that front kind of slows down as it pushes further to the south and to the east. But anywhere in this darker green shade could be dealing with totals of 3/4 of an inch, 1.25 inches. It's not off of the table, but certainly I think that the heaviest totals will be kind of in this blue and this orange area, where more than 1 inch of rain will be possible as we work throughout this afternoon, this evening, and into tonight. Now, I do want to touch on the winds. So this is a look over the next 3 hours or so of some of the stronger wind gusts in here, guys. You can see, we click around, wind gust 40, 45 miles per hour across northern Indiana, northern Illinois. That'll be possible, again, over the next couple of hours. I also wouldn't be shocked if these storms ramp up in northern Illinois. Closer to the area of low pressure, there could be a spin up. It's not 100% out of the question. I don't really foresee that risk further south into central Indiana. I don't think there's enough instability to deal with. But I do think that closer to the low pressure system across north central Illinois, wouldn't 100% rule out maybe a spin up, an isolated tornado as we work into this evening. Here's a look through 7 p.m. Some wind gust 40 plus miles per hour possible. Again, I think that within storms could be locally stronger. Of 50 plus miles per hour in some of the stronger storms. But across the state, you're looking at a pretty widespread 35 to 40 mile per hour wind gust as we work through this evening. And so again, if you were out at the polls or voting out until they end, you're going to be dealing with rain, you're going to be dealing with wind. It's not going to be a great setup. Guys, real quick, before I get into the winter sneak peek, do we have any questions about the forecast for this evening? Okay, no questions. If you do have questions, be sure to drop them in the comments. I know Hope is monitoring for those, and I'd be happy to answer some. If you're looking for a more specific forecast, things timed out for your location, a deeper video analysis, be sure, guys, to check out our Clarity platform. We have a subscription. Scan the QR code up in the top right. We have a subscription for as low as $8 a month to get more of a personalized forecast from our meteorologist. 100% worth it, a ton of tools. In fact, one of the coolest tools, let's see if I have refreshed the page here. We should be able to go over to current and we can look at the visible satellite. You can see that here. Super cool new feature available on the Clarity platform, the visible satellite. You can see the wall of clouds arriving into Indiana and Ohio as we close out the afternoon and into the evening. So a cool new feature there on the Clarity platform. So with that being said, let's look at the sneak peek. This is to end November and into December. It's going to be very warm the next 2 weeks. In fact, I think that the eastern half of the country could average out in terms of temperatures, maybe the warmest on record for the first 20 days of November. However, we will be having some colder air build across the western United States, and I think that there's the potential in here as we head towards your Thanksgiving week that we could pull some of this cooler air a little bit further off to the east. It's something to at least keep an eye on. Big travel day as we work towards Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and Black Friday. I think that there is the potential for a shot of some cooler air. A little bit skeptical on how long it's going to be able to stay around, but if you're looking for some cooler air, more fall-like weather, maybe even across the central part of the country, some chances of snow, I think that it's going to be kind of the 23rd to 28th time frame in November, leading right up to Thanksgiving. In terms of the forecast for the rest of the winter, we're going to be talking about it next week in our winter webinar. It's 1 week from tomorrow, guys. Let me see if I can pull this up. QR code in the top here, you can see, scan this QR code, bamwx.com/webinar. We're going to be breaking down our official winter forecast. We'll have our official snowfall forecast for the season ahead. We'll talk about areas that'll get more snow than last year, less snow than last year. Guys, it has been, just to be completely honest, a miserable last 3 winters. It hasn't snowed hardly at all. We'll be talking about whether that can finally change this year or if it's going to be more of the same. Certainly starting out on a warmer note, the first 20 plus days of November, it's going to be very, very mild, but winter doesn't really ramp up typically, especially in the Ohio Valley, until we get into December. I still think that there's the potential in there for December to have some wintry weather, but I think that there's the potential following the cool shot late November to warm back up for a time. Now, if you do snow removal, or you know anybody that does snow removal, is heavily involved in winter operations, the following day, November 14th in Bargersville, Indiana, between 5 and 8 p.m., we're going to be hosting a winter weather workshop. Not only will we go over the winter forecast, we're going to talk about the challenges of forecasting winter weather, and then we're going to talk about tools that you can use to help you make better decisions this winter. And what I mean by that is, how can you incorporate weather data into your operations? How can you save time and money? It can be very stressful, especially those little snowfall events, to try to figure out, do I treat, do I not treat? Is rain going to come before the snow comes? So if you were involved in winter operations and snow removal in any way, be sure to go to our winter workshop on November 14th. Scan the QR code again in the top left. We would love to see you. We're live in person. Both Michael and I are going to be speaking. It's going to be an awesome event. I am super excited about it. I'm excited to talk about the winter forecast. It's my favorite thing that we do all year long. I wish it would cooperate sometimes and give us more snow, but we are going to be talking about the winter forecast. We're going to be talking about the challenges of weather forecasting. If you've ever wondered why winter weather can be so tricky, we're going to talk about that and talk about all the tools, not only on Clarity, but in general, that you can use to help you make better decisions. And a really cool new tool that we have coming very, very soon to our platform. Let me see if we can go over here back to Clarity. I'm going to click off this. Click here. Obviously, we don't have winter weather right now. It's 70 plus degrees, so that's no secret. But if we go over here to our winter focus tab, a brand new tool, treatment recommendations. So again, if you are in the winter snow removal industry, this treatment recommendation is going to be a really, really cool tool to have in your arsenal for this year, along with our Pavecast tool, where we have temperatures, road conditions, etc., that you'll be able to use throughout the season. So let me go back over to this real quick. Again, guys, scan the QR code in the top left if you want to join us live in person for our winter weather workshop. We would love to be able to see you, meet many of you, especially if winter weather impacts your business, your operations, your livelihood throughout the season. So again, this is our forecast. I think a lot of this warmth comes early in the period. I think that through the 22nd of the month or so, it's probably very warm east. Potential for some cooler air, feeling a little bit more winter-like as we go closer to Thanksgiving. Hope, do we have any questions or anything? Nobody wants to ask me any questions today. You know, it's my first live stream in over a month. I was hoping to chat with you all and see what was going on with everybody. But I guess not. We'll go back here real quick. Here's the satellite imagery. Again, clouds working into the picture here, guys. We go over back to our simulated radar. If you were out and about this evening, could be a nice line of storms here. This says 12:30. Again, I wouldn't be shocked if it ends up an hour earlier, closer to 11:30, but some strong wind gusts here as this moves across the state. I think, again, the potential for 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts in some of these stronger storms will be possible. And again, in terms of polls closing later this evening, likely going to be continuing to deal with rain showers, especially across northern Indiana, central Indiana, and probably some of the heavier rains across western and southwestern Indiana. This is by about 5:30 or 6 o'clock. Still no comments? Nobody wants to chat with me today? My heart is breaking. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, I'm going to hop off here. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Again, winter weather workshop, scan the QR code. We would love to have you next Thursday, 5 to 8 p.m. live in Bargersville, Indiana. We'll be talking about winter forecast, winter operations, and how weather data can incorporate to help you make better decisions. If you have questions on that, be sure to shoot us a message. Be more than happy to help. Or you want the link, you can't scan the QR code, send us a message. We'd be more than happy to help you out. And we hope we see many of you in our winter webinar next Wednesday as well. Oh, we have a question. Yay!
Courtney wants to know, any severe weather tonight for Ohio?
No, not expecting severe weather tonight for Ohio. I think that there could be maybe a stronger storm in northwest Ohio before this line starts to degrade. This is close to about 1 or 2 o'clock in northwest Ohio. That's probably where the best chances are going to be. And if we turn on our severe weather risk map here, you can see probably the main chances for severe weather are going to be down across southwestern Indiana. That's where maybe some stronger to severe wind gusts will be possible. I also think, as I mentioned, north central Illinois, south central Wisconsin, maybe a spin up possible, but not really anticipating major issues here across Ohio. Just some stronger wind gusts. That's it. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Be sure to share this with a friend. If you know anybody in the snow removal industry, tag them in this post. We hope to see you all there. Thanks, guys. Go vote if you haven't yet. Have a great evening and